outscoring the Miami Heat by 15 points in the fourth quarter to steal this one away, 120-113, and keep that winning streak intact. Tyler Hero in his return to Milwaukee put on a show. His third 40-point game of the season, tying a season high for the former star from Whitnall High School. Damian Lillard chipping in with 26 points to lead the Milwaukee Bucks. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, despite a minutes restriction, Milwaukee's greatest showman, doing exactly that. 21 points for the Greek Freak, anchoring a come-from-behind victory. From the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk, Stephen Watson and Steve Novak here with you. And boy, a tale of two games, Steve Novak. A struggle in the first half for the Bucks, but boy, did they respond, particularly early in that fourth quarter.
You know, they did, and it really has just been fun to watch as of late. And look, the NBA season is a long year, and there's ups and downs, and there's points in the year after the first game of the season when the Bucks lost 6 games in a row. And we're at one of those points in the season right now where you look back to that last game before All-Star break. They beat Minnesota, big win. They come out of All-Star. They beat the Clippers, and they beat Washington. And now they get this win tonight at home, which was really an exciting game, and seeing how they're doing it. Like you said, with stars on minute restrictions, still getting the job done. Yeah. But some of the new faces really having an impact, and you're seeing, I think, how those guys are really helping this team, and they're certainly moving the needle enough, I think, to make them go from probable losses to definite wins with these guys. And so it's fun basketball, and it's fun seeing these guys step up and have some big games and do some really good things.
Yeah, a perfect example of that was to begin the fourth quarter. Bucks go on a 12-0 run. It's our Menards big money moment. It's not from Giannis and Dame. It's from the new faces of the Bucks, Steve.
How about this guy? Kevin Porter Jr., 7 of his 11 points, only played 14 minutes. Look, he's having a good time out here scoring the ball. He should be, because he's making really good decisions. And look, mid-range, that's his game. In the paint, attacking, taking his time, not settling, and then finding guys like Sims, another new face, for his first bucket as a Milwaukee Buck. And so, look, it's winning time. This is when the defense ramps up. This is when the pressure kicks in. And look at A.J. Green on the break, knocking down threes. Big time to get hot, big time to make plays. And look, there's really just some teams at this time of year and at these points in games where they get kind of quiet. They go away. They've scored their points. They're kind of done for the night or don't have it in them. And you've just seen from this team as of lately, the last 4 games, all wins, that this is the opposite. This team is the opposite of that. They've got guys that are making big-time plays at the end that maybe are unexpected. Kevin Porter Jr. stepping in a new environment with a bunch of new teammates, being asked, hey, go guard Anthony Edwards against Minnesota. Oh, and by the way, we're going to need you to make some big shots as well. And then night in and night out, do that. I don't know if that's expected, but that's what we're seeing right now, and it sure is fun to watch.
7 points from Kevin Porter Jr. was a team high in the fourth quarter for Milwaukee. He certainly was a difference maker in this game. So was Damian Lillard. He's standing by with Melanie Ricks.
I'm standing here with Damian Lillard. Dame, congrats on the win. A great closeout for you guys. Can you talk about the fourth quarter and what got you guys going?
You know, it was a game where we really couldn't find our stride, really. We didn't play great offensively. It seemed like we was letting them get a lot of baskets off of things that we talked about in the scouting report. But we stayed with it. I thought our effort and our togetherness allowed us to at least stay in the game. In that fourth quarter, you know, our bench, you know, they pretty much won us this game tonight. And I think over a long season, you're going to have to be able to depend on guys to come through like they did tonight. And it was a team win, but our bench, they really won this game for us.
Well, and speaking of Kevin Porter Jr., he was responsible for 12 of the first points in the fourth quarter, whether it was assisting or scoring. Can you talk about his efforts off the bench?
I mean, Scoot is a elite level talent. I remember watching him when he was in high school at the Nike Hoop Summit in Portland, you know, at the practice facility. And I remember thinking, like, all those players ranked ahead of him and all of that. And they asked me, and I was like, he's the best player in here. You know what I mean? And I've always been a big fan of his talent and what he could do on the floor. And I think since he's been on our team, it's been on display, you know, given the opportunity. We was down by 8. He came in and pretty much led our comeback scoring, making plays, guarding Tyler Hero, guarding Wiggins. And, you know, for our team to do what we want to do, we need guys to come in and do things like he did.
You surpassed 6,000 career assists tonight. How does that feel to have another accomplishment like that under your belt?
I put a lot into the game, and, you know, I've been extremely committed to this game, and I try to put my best foot forward every night, and I try to be consistent with that. And I think that's just something that comes from that type of behavior and that type of attitude, and hopefully it'll be more to come.
Congrats, Dame.
Thank you.
The always insightful Damian Lillard, a team-high 26 points, 8 assists for number 0.
Well, and he's just leading this team, and I think watching him in the fourth quarter was really fun, especially, too, because, look,
you can have him obviously bring the ball up, run point, attack, and be the scorer that we all know that he can be, but he's really playing with his eyes up, and he's playing off the ball. When Kevin Porter Jr. comes in, he's kind of featured as that two-man. He can be just a scorer, and so look, that's what he does so well. This is a guy who's had a
70-point game in his career. He can score from everywhere. He's one of the most unpredictable players. He draws fouls, can knock down the three, can shoot the mid-range. He can run that point guard spot, and I just love that we're seeing all of that come out.
Yeah.
And obviously him just talking about, look, I've been good to the game. I've worked the right way. This is something I truly care about. I want to win. I think you're seeing it. He's integrating a lot of other guys into different positions. He's cheering other guys on. He's being the leader that he has to be at the moments that he has to be. And so, look, it's that time of season. It's that time of the year. It's this, what we call the second half of the season. This is the time you got to win. You got to be playing your best basketball if you want to be a true contender. And I got to be honest with you, there's a few sleeper teams out there that could be real contenders. I consider the Bucks one of those that aren't the top three teams in their conference, but certainly can win a championship, especially with, I think, the additions they've got and the way that they're playing right now. And now it's just about continuing to do that.
And I love the way that Dame leads with his voice. You know, some of the comments that he just made to Mel there about Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah.
When KPG is going to see those, he's going to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. Just like we heard Giannis talk about Kevin Porter Jr. before the game and how excited he is to have him on his roster. Those are guys who lead with their voice, but also with their play, because Giannis tonight, 21 points, 14 rebounds for him. He was a team-high plus 16 on the floor.
Yeah, and, you know, to your point, these guys, they are mentors. As much as they are superstars and the guys that are the driving forces of this Milwaukee Bucks team, look, they know they need these other guys. And so you see Giannis out here attacking, but mentoring Ajax and going to dinner with them and making sure those young guys know they've got number one fans. But, boy, when those number one fans are the other guys, the young guys, the Ajaxes, the KPJs, watching Dame go out there and operate, and then they say, hey, I need you to be out there in the fourth quarter with me. I'm going to depend on you. You got to think that's a different kind of connection. And so seeing Giannis on this recent minute restriction attack and really inspire and lead this team the way he did in the Clipper game, when this team was down by 9 going into that fourth quarter, he scores the first 10 points, gets an assist to A.J. Green. All of a sudden, it's a whole new game, and then the team carries and gets that win for this team. It was awesome to see, and it was similar tonight. Giannis checking in with 8 minutes still left in the game, and I think Doc going, well, I guess we're going to push that minute restriction up about to 30, 32 minutes for tonight because we want to win this game. And you got to tip your cap to some of those Miami Heat guys, including the Tyler Heroes, guys like that had some big times. And Greenfield Whitnell products that did a pretty good job, but it's been fun to watch the stars. It's been fun to watch the other guys come along.
There's one guy who probably doesn't love a minutes restriction. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Yeah.
but he knows it's best for him, and it was good to see him play 17 minutes in that second half and lead the Bucks to a win. Much more to come here on Bucks Live, and we've got more talk about KPJ. Big night for Kevin Porter Jr. It's next.